Hello and welcome. I'm very happy that you are here, and I want to begin this video by acknowledging the choice that you have made to enter this process and to do it together with me. And saying yes to this work for me is already the most meaningful step, and it shows that you are ready to meet yourself with more honesty, with more care, with more curiosity, and that is what really matters with this work. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you about what unshaming is and about the process that we are going to do together in our session. In this work, we approach shame not simply as an emotion, but more as a learned perspective, a way that we start to see ourselves that often develops throughout our lives, our family systems, our cultural expectations, and our past experiences, our traumas. And these perspectives can create internal pressure. It can create self-criticism. It can make part of you go into hiding or feel that you are wrong or you are too much. In process work and unshaming approach, we explore these viewpoints with so much respect. And our aim is to restore dignity to the parts of you that have been minimalized, judged, or pushed aside, to really witness and make space for these parts to be seen and to be met. So, most important thing about this work is that there is nothing for you to fix. There is nothing for me to fix. Instead of this, we are trying to create conditions where those hidden or silenced part of you can finally be heard, be met, be witnessed. So, what can you expect in a session? This work is very somatic and experiential process. So throughout our sessions, I might invite you to notice more physical sensations, to describe an inner image or impulse, to make a gesture or a shape with your hands, to stand up and move around or do some movements with your body, to give sound to your experience. Sometimes we might explore dialogue or role play when it's appropriate. And all of this helps us to bring more awareness to what your body is communicating, to your body's intelligence. And it allows us to follow that intelligence of your inner process and to discover the secrets, the really juicy messages of your body. So, how to prepare? You don't have to prepare any material or to arrive with a specific agenda. It can be possible, but it's not necessary. The most important is that you are in a quiet and private space where you feel comfortable to move and to express yourself and to speak freely. It's important that you use a headset or earbuds if possible, and to make sure that you're in a space where you are not interrupted. And having this supportive environment will allow us just to unfold this work in a more safe way. What is also important is the pace. In this work, we move at a pace that your system can tolerate. It's very important that it is your body that is showing the readiness and the capacity to lead the process. And my role is just to track that very closely and to bring it into awareness. I never, we never push, we never force, we never override your body's signals. What we do is we follow the natural um, pace, what wants to emerge naturally moment by moment. For me, the deepest paradigm shift about this work in the healing space is that this method is not about correcting behavior, pushing towards a particular outcome in any way, or to heal or fix. Here, we healing is being understood as coming into deeper contact with your own experience, with your own body, with the parts of you that you may have struggled to understand or to accept or to hear or to witness, that you have silenced or have an abusive relationship with. For me, it's important for you again to know that you're not a problem to be solved. You're a beautiful human being with such a complex inner world, and that inner world deserves to be met with respect and carefully and curiosity. So together we will explore this inner world. We will try to bring more awareness to it and to support you to meet yourself with greater clarity, with compassion and ease. Um, yeah, one of my own experiences that I can share about this work and why I find it so deeply supportive, both as a therapist as well as in my own life. And I will start by just the experience of my own life. Um, I've been a therapist for more than a decade, and I meet a lot of people on the neurodivergent um, spectrum. And although I know I'm super sensitive, and although I see that certain behavior that I have might be called as hypersensitivity, maybe ADHD or whatever on the spectrum, I had like a very, as a child, overridden so much of this sensitivity to be normal, to act normal, to be able to move around in this world the way I was asked to, and the way helped me to survive. And on one of the meetings that I was working with David and his wife Lisa, we were talking specifically about um, um, HSP. And as we were going through this exploration of the body and through this exercise, it was as if a very deep part of me came out of hiding and finally could sigh out and relax itself and show itself. And what I came to understand is that very often, instead of um, really meeting myself, I try to fix those parts. Although I'm very proud of it because it makes my work the way I work. Like, I'm a hypersensitive person, that makes me a very good therapist. But in all the other realms, I had a lot of judgment about it, and I overwrote my own pace and my own needs in how I engage and move through this world as a very sensitive, as a highly sensitive person. And so just getting out of that fixing of or overriding space and really meeting myself and really meeting this part of me allowed me in my daily life to choose for another pace and to really meet myself where I am without shaming this part of myself, without trying to be normal, whatever that means. So yeah, this is something that I love to say, to speak to people about, and in my work, my specialization is womb work, and I meet a lot of women, actually also a lot of men, that have had like traumatic experiences in their life, or whatever experiences in general in their life that they have felt in a certain way. And what I see in this work is, because we are not coming from a perspective that we are fixing it, but we are really curious, we are really intrigued by the intelligence of the body, and we are really inviting the body, come, tell me, help me, allow me to understand this part deeply about myself. Um, that a certain such a beautiful connection with the self is being established, and people, my clients, me, are more able to see themselves deeply. Yeah. So I'm very much looking forward to these sessions together. If you have any question before the session, do not hesitate to ask me, and I will see you soon. Bye.